This is News 8 Now, this morning.
That bus driver was lost. He did not know how to use the system. He could not communicate using the radio. He didn't know how to use it. I just don't think that the bus is very safe for the kids because there's so many things happening on there and nobody is able to supervise them because the bus driver is focusing on driving.
It gives you goosebumps, sometimes tears. It's just amazing what you can think about all these fellow veterans.
I think my favorite part would be seeing the families come and enjoy themselves here on the property, whether it's and creating memories for themselves and then being able to offer the service for those memories to be created here. It's just rewarding for myself and the family here at Hidden Trails.
Good morning, everyone. That was your morning eye opener. I'm Dua Esrar.
And I'm Derek Sibley.
It is Monday, September 11th, 2023. Back from the weekend.
We're back from the weekend. It was a football weekend.
Football weekend. Did you just sit in front of like the TV screen all weekend? I feel like that's how football season kind of goes.
No, it pretty much was. Yeah, Saturday and Sunday. So yes, that's how I enjoy it.
Sounds about right.
Exactly. And you know, our football felt, the fall, right? Yeah, the temperatures felt like football.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. And with all of the fall events opening up, like apple picking, pumpkin picking, corn mazes.
Yep.
It definitely feels like we're fully transitioning into that sort of season, and the weather's making it feel like that too.
Yeah, there's always something magical about September, right? You know, where our temperatures start to cool down, and then we finally start to see some of those leaves begin to change color, at least on some of those trees out there. And of course, we obviously the football. But current temperatures right now are into the 50s. We got 58 right now in La Crosse. 51 the temperature in Eau Claire, and we have to go further south into areas like Prairie du Chien and Basketball where we're currently looking at the low 60s. So a look at your planner overall. We start off on the mostly cloudy side with temperatures into the 60s, and then we turn much sunnier by the time we reach this afternoon, with the highs picking up into the upper 60s to low 70s. Dog walking conditions start off mostly cloudy, but then again turn partly cloudy by this afternoon and mostly clear by the time we reach early this evening, so good conditions there for any type of walking. Allergy reports today and tomorrow are still not looking good. Everything is high for the weed, ragweed, and mold, and you can expect the weed symptom index to remain high at least for the next week. Now stay with us. I'll have a check on your schoolcast and a check on your weather forecast again coming up in a bit. We do have some rain chances that we'll get to here coming up in that full weather forecast in a few minutes. Dua?
Thanks, Derek. Well, let's get to some news this morning. A school bus is meant to safely drop off kids to and from school. But for a 6-year-old girl in Winona, her first bus trip of the school year ended in tears.
What happened, baby?
They made fun of me when I am on a bus.
They were mean on the bus? Safe, inside you safe, and hold your whole under your skin are thick eggs and beans. What about that? Teeth crunch your food.
Bella Brown tells her mother, Jasmine, that some older kids poked, touched, and tickled her despite her asking them to stop. And that wasn't the only crisis of the day. Jasmine says Isabella's bus home was 2 hours late, and the bus company, First Student Inc., couldn't locate or reach the bus by radio. Jasmine drove around town and eventually found the bus herself. She says the new driver got lost and another driver had to come help. But that whole time there wasn't an aide on the bus supervising children. Jasmine says bus companies and school districts need to do better.
That bus driver was lost. He did not know how to use the system. He could not communicate using the radio. He didn't know how to use it. I just don't think that the bus is very safe for the kids because there's so many things happening on there and nobody is able to supervise them because the bus driver is focusing on driving. What happened when they stopped?
I don't know. I hide on the bus, under the seats.
You hid under the seats?
Yeah.
You got off the seat and went under it?
Yeah.
Posing yet another safety concern for parents like Brown. She says Isabella had no problems on the bus last year, but that bus had a different driver and much fewer kids. This year, staff shortages have buses packing in many more kids with no adult aides. A spokesperson from the bus company emailed News 8 Now stating, "The safety of the students we transport is a responsibility we take very seriously. We understand and share the concern over this incident that was brought to our attention. We are working collaboratively with the school district to investigate. Jasmine says first student has a different driver and an aide now on Isabella's bus. But Jasmine says that doesn't solve the problem countless other buses are likely facing, and she still doesn't feel secure about sending her daughter back on the bus. West Salem residents are honoring veterans and first responders for September 11th. Volunteers have helped West Salem's American Legion plant 600 American flags in the village park. The goal is to make sure those who have served and saved lives in some ways are remembered.
It gives you goosebumps, sometimes tears. It's just amazing what you can think about all these fellow veterans.
Community members make a $10 minimum donation to sponsor one flag. Each flag bears the name of a hero. Well, foodies, welcome. La Crosse's Food Hall invited the public to a mid-construction open house. It's a progress report of sorts for the LAX Food Hall as it continues to renovate the interior of its building on 5th Avenue South. Food Hall ownership met with potential restaurant vendors and investors to give an update on the building and their vision of the future. The CEO says 2 restaurant spots are still open.
Dining room, we provide all the dishes, we provide the silverware, we provide the busing, we provide almost all of the overhead outside of the kitchen. So all they have to do is get their own kitchen equipment and figure out what food they want to cook and then build out their space, and it's good to go.
The food hall owners got their building permit in late June after 16 months. The hall is set to feature 10 different vendors, all different authentic foods, when it opens December 1st. The Causeway caregivers of La Crosse will be hosting free planning sessions to help anyone considering getting their affairs in order. The sessions will be at 10 in the morning to noon today at Good Shepherd Lutheran Church on La Crosse's Mormon Coulee Road. Sessions are open to the public and free will offerings are accepted. Registration starts at 9:45 in the morning. A member of the Oktoberfest royal family has been crowned. Tori Campbell has been named this year's Oktoberfest Special Fester. Oktoberfest officials made the announcement at the Special Fester Ball at All-Star Lanes. She says she's excited to do one thing in particular.
Dancing with my friends and family.
The Special Fester has been part of Oktoberfest activities for almost 2 decades. Community members submit nominations and a committee chooses the winner. Prairie du Chien residents got to take a ride back in time. The Wisconsin Historical Society hosted the 42nd Carriage Classic at the historic Villa Louis House site. The Carriage Classic is the largest carriage driving event in the entire country. Over 100 carriage driving teams flock to the region in elegant attire to maneuver horse-drawn carriages through an obstacle course. The chairman says he hopes events like this can inspire people.
We're trying to focus on keeping the traditions alive that way. We have a great junior division here. We have like 14 different junior drivers competing at the show this year. And so trying to keep people interested in keeping the traditions of carriage driving and horse-drawn transportation alive.
The estate was once known as the best horse breeding farm in the Midwest. The 3-day classic also included a picnic class competition in which carriage teams put together their finest picnic spread. Well, thousands of people gathered in downtown La Crosse covered head to toe in pink, and it was all for a good cause. Saturday was the 18th annual Stepping Out in Pink. Participants laced up their shoes, put on their pink, and set out on the 4.5-mile route to raise money for local breast cancer research. The walk is also an opportunity to celebrate survivors and honor those who have died from the disease. For many, Stepping Out in Pink is a family event. Jody Zimmerman, a survivor herself, lost her grandmother to breast cancer. Her mother and sister also fought against the disease. She explains what she wants people to take away from the event.
We're all in this together. Everyone knows somebody who has been affected by this, a family member, a friend, a coworker, or whatever, a man, woman, it doesn't matter. It's there and it does not discriminate, and we just want to get the word across.
Another stepper, Jacqueline Lega, says she's lost track of how many years she's participated in Stepping Out in Pink. She walks for her mom who had breast cancer. For Lega, her favorite part of the day is seeing the community support.
All this community getting together and seeing all the community impact and people banding together to try to make a difference in the world.
According to an official from Gunderson, around 4,000 people walked in this weekend's Stepping Out in Pink. Well, rainbow flags were seen everywhere at La Crosse's Riverside Park. That's because La Crosse's Pride in the Park was held Saturday. The annual event celebrates inclusivity and the LGBTQIA+ community. The event was free and open to all and included different vendors and activities. One local drag queen explains what Pride means to her.
Just truly being your authentic self. We live in a society where people try to fit into these boxes, and here at Pride you can just be who you want to be and showcase that to the world.
Pride in the Park kicks off La Crosse's Pride Week. Usually Pride is celebrated in June, but because so many volunteers are college students, La Crosse holds its Pride festivities in September. We have a link with more information about Pride on Pride Week on our website.
Okay.
Well, Sunday marked the annual opening of the Hidden Trails Corn Maze. The Corn Maze is celebrating its 25th anniversary, having opened its doors in 1998. Folks gathered for a kickoff party which consisted of roasted corn and live music. Co-owner Brett Miller says it's rewarding to see families come back each and every year.
I think my favorite part would be seeing the families come and enjoy themselves here on the property, whether it's and creating memories for themselves, and then being able to offer the service for those memories to be created here is just rewarding for myself and the family here at Hidden Trails.
The Corn Maze will be open through Halloween this year. Kids 4 and under get in for free, and kids 5 and up will cost $13. The annual Day of Fun kicked off Sunday with their mission being to help one child at a time. This is the 49th year of putting on the Kiwanis Day of Fun for All. For the past 48 years, the event was held at Copeland Park. This year, it was held at the All Abilities Train Park. The Day of Fun offered free food, face painting, and therapy pigs and dogs. Co-chairman Jared Lee says it's important to bring the community together.
It's a testament to the community that it's really a need to bring people together and just have fun for a day, no matter what your background, no matter what your abilities.
The event was free for kids and for adults with differing abilities. The Coon Creek Watershed Project is celebrating its 90th anniversary. The watershed was the nation's first large-scale demonstration. The watershed is roughly 90,000 acres and stretches from east of Cashton on an angle to Stoddard. It was first created to mitigate and prevent soil erosion. President of the Coon Creek Watershed Council, Nancy Wedwick, says it wouldn't be possible without the countless work of others.
Thank you to all the people who have done such hard work to bring this night to a possibility. It's going to be a beautiful evening, and thank you to all the people out there that are just doing that unsung hard work of conservation. The conservation is on the ground every day.
For more information on this story, you can visit our website at news8000.com. Well, still ahead on your morning news, the value of the U.S. dollar is soaring, why the greenback is having its longest winning streak in 9 years. That's coming up next. And more remote workers than ever are relocating away from their offices. The reason behind the trend coming up this morning. For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. Better luck next time, Prince Harry. The Duke of Sussex lost a penalty shootout live on German TV. His opponent in the playful competition was German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius. While Pistorius scored on 2 out of 3 attempts, Harry took 6 and missed all 6. But he was a good sport, laughing about how spectacularly bad his performance was and donning a German football scarf, much to the delight of the local crowd. Harry was in Dusseldorf for the Invictus Games, which he founded. The Invictus Games are an international multi-sport competition for wounded, injured, and sick military servicemen and women. Stay with us. Your consumer news at News 8 Now this morning is after the break.
Well, we got temperatures right now into the 50s and low 60s as you get ready to head outside this morning. Right now in La Crosse, it's currently at 58. Eau Claire, you're currently at 51. Sparta at 57. Same temperature down south in the Viroqua area here as well for us this morning. Now, meanwhile, your zone forecast today is going to be calling for our highs to be reaching the upper 60s and low 70s this afternoon. West Salem, you'll be at 71, or West Salem 69, Berry Mills at 71 rather. Meanwhile, Onalaska and La Crosse both hitting highs today of roughly 71 degrees come this afternoon. Now, meanwhile, further south, we're talking about highs mainly into the 60s with a high of 68 in Lansing today, 67 in Soldiers Grove, highs reaching 65 today in Westby and 66 in Lafarge. And as we head into Trempealeau, you're looking at highs around 69 degrees. Low 70s here in a handful of locations such as Arcadia and Winona today. And we're also looking at a high of about 70 in Whitehall and 71 degrees further towards the west in the Alma area. And highs reaching the low 70s in the Chippewa Valley today with 71 degrees this afternoon in Eau Claire with some passing clouds there. Off to school this morning, 60 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Heading back home though, temperatures reaching about 70 and then turning mostly sunny. A check on your full weather forecast is still to come. We'll talk about some rain chances possibly in the forecast for tomorrow.
In your consumer news this morning, the U.S. dollar keeps getting stronger. In fact, it has shown gains for 8 straight weeks. It just hit a 6-month high after adding a total of 5% since mid-July alone. This is the longest streak of gains for the dollar in 9 years. As recently as early this year, some economists were expressing concerns that the dollar was losing its status as the global reserve currency. Experts say consistently positive economic U.S. data is one of the reasons behind the growth. A familiar favorite from Oreo is coming back to stores soon. The Red Velvet Oreo will once again be available for a limited time. According to the cookie maker, Red Velvet has been the most requested flavor of Oreo since it left shelves back in 2020. The cookie is made up of cream cheese cream filling with red velvet cake flavored outsides. The addition will bring the total number of Oreo flavors available for purchase up to 12. New research shows that more remote and hybrid workers than ever are willing to move to areas far away from their offices. The reason? A desire to find affordable housing. Jen Sullivan took a closer look at the growing trend.
More U.S. workers are willing to relocate and say affordability is the most important factor when searching for a new home. According to a Fannie Mae study, 22% of remote and hybrid office workers surveyed in the first quarter of this year say they're willing to pack up, even if it means moving to a new metro or regional area or increasing their commute to the office.
Why wouldn't you move here? The cost of living is low. We've got great lakes and waters. We have beautiful seasons. The falls are incredible. Good sports teams.
Fannie Mae's researchers say it's a trend that's been on the rise since 2021 among all age and income groups. But they say young workers between the ages of 18 to 34 are significantly more willing to relocate or commute a further distance from work than their older coworkers. With 30% of young workers saying they're willing to move further away, that's up significantly from 18% back in 2021.
If they have really good high-speed internet, they're getting a flood of people coming in.
It's a trend that's been playing out in the Lansing, Michigan area, with rent and home prices and mortgages at historic levels nationwide. The mayor of Lansing says some rural spots have noticed a surge in new residents and demand for new housing and restaurants.
They're coming from all over the place. They're coming from the suburbs back into the city. They're coming from outside because of affordability.
Well, that's it for your morning consumer news. Let's check in with Derek and get today's forecast.
All right, thanks so much for that, Duo. We start off a little on the clear side here for us this morning as far as our weather pattern is concerned. Maybe just a few clouds here left. 58 degrees right now is the temperature with light north-northwest winds at around 3 miles an hour. If you're in Eau Claire, currently clear, temperatures are at 51 degrees and wind speeds are looking nice and calm. Now, meanwhile, the rest of our temperatures here this morning are into those 50s and 60s, which we'll get to here in a second. I do want to show you the satellite and radar picture first, though, showing that we did have plenty of clouds that moved through the area overnight. Also, a few rain showers that move through portions of our southern communities during the overnight hours as well. And you can see them now moving their way towards the east. So areas like up towards Iowa and also up towards northern Illinois, southeastern Wisconsin, now moving into the Great Lakes region, riding up along the stationary frontal boundary. So they're all moving away. Again, temperatures now 50s and 60s heading outside this morning. 62, one of the warmer spots in Prairie du Chien. 57 is the current temperature right now in Viroqua. We start off this morning mostly cloudy at 60, and then we're at 66 and partly cloudy by noon today, followed by mostly sunny and temperatures at 71 degrees at 4, mostly clear 63 degrees as we head into early this evening, with our forecast highs expected to jump into the upper 60s to low 70s this afternoon. In fact, in Eau Claire and La Crosse today, I'm expecting highs to be around 71 degrees. So again, a few showers that will continue to move out of the picture here by the time we reach late this morning into early this afternoon, with some passing clouds still possible. Slight chance of a shower possible here as well for portions of the Chippewa Valley this afternoon into early this evening. I'm watching that trend that may continue here at least a little bit as we head into overnight. Otherwise, just expect some passing clouds in those spots. And then watching some more showers here move in here as we head into tomorrow morning. And then you can see them rotating their way back into the area and developing further, potentially giving way to some scattered showers and a few thunderstorms as we head into tomorrow afternoon, and then dissipating here as we head into tomorrow night, with some just leftover cloud in some spots here across portions of the area. Heading into early Wednesday, still dealing with some leftover clouds that could become possible before everything begins to dissipate as far as the clouds go, and then we're just left over with high pressure, giving way to mostly sunny conditions for the rest of the day on Wednesday. And also those clear skies will last as we head into Wednesday night as well. As we take a look now at your 8-day forecast, we're looking at highs into the 70s mainly. Again, the chances of showers and storms possible on Tuesday. We're looking at mostly sunny conditions, though, for Wednesday and Thursday, thanks to that area of high pressure building in across the area. Slight chance for shower storm possible on Friday. Otherwise, just a few clouds here for the rest of the week, with highs mainly in the 70s and lows mainly into the 50s. All right, stay with us. We're back with much more news and weather still to come on News 8 Now this morning. For now, we're sending in a break with a look what happened on this day in history for September 11th. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Morning Blitz. Green Bay Packer football is back, and what a better way to start the year yesterday than on the road against your biggest rival, the Chicago Bears. A lot of fun storylines in this one, like what will the Packers offense look like with Jordan Love in charge? The former first-round draft pick was without Christian Watson in this one, but it didn't even matter. Let's go to Soldier Field in Chicago. Packers in control early. 3rd and goal, Love takes the snap, looking to throw, feeling the pressure, but delivers a dime to Romeo Doubs in the end zone for a touchdown. What a start for the Packers. 2nd quarter now, Bears inside the 5, Justin Fields rolling out, but how about the rookie Lucas Van Ness chasing him down and getting his first career sack? Anders Carlson puts one through from 52 yards out. Packers would lead by 4 at the half. The Green Bay offense would come alive in the second half. Love on play action finds Aaron Jones on the screen pass. Jones has some blockers up the sideline, and Jones gets all the way inside the 10. A few plays later, Jones up the middle and in. It's 17-6 Green Bay. Still in the 3rd, 4th and 3 for the Packers. Love hits Jones out of the backfield, and he's got some space. Nobody in front of him, and Jones is in with the 35-yard touchdown. And Love didn't stop there. On 1st and goal, he finds Doubs again, back shoulder fade, and he comes down with it. Doubs, 2nd of the day, Green Bay in full control. The defense would add another score, and Green Bay gets the win, 38-20. And over at US Bank Stadium in Minnesota, the Vikings hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 1st quarter, Vikings ball, 3rd and 2, and Cousins fumbles the snap. Tampa Bay jumps on it, and the Vikings turn the ball over. Not how you want to start the year. Bucs only get a field goal, and then on the very next Vikings drive, Cousins looking, and he's going to find the rookie Jordan Addison into the end zone for the score. Make that 7-3 Minnesota. Now tied at 10, first half coming to a close. Cousins to Osborne, and that ball is intercepted. Vikings don't get any points on the board, and we're tied going into halftime. Then in the second half, Tampa takes advantage. Baker Mayfield finds Trey Palmer for the score. Buccaneers go up 7. Vikings looking for an answer. Cousins on the swing pass to Alexander Madison, and he stays on his feet, somehow gets in for the score. We're all tied up. Then with 5 minutes left, Tampa Bay kicker Chase McLaughlin puts up a 57-yarder and makes it Tampa on top. One last chance for Minnesota, 3rd down. Cousins going to Addison, but the pass is broken up. Vikings punted away, and the defense couldn't make a stop. Tampa Bay gets the big upset, 20-17 over Minnesota. That'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
A volunteer firefighter who survived the September 11th terror attacks is on a mission. He's trying to break the stigma surrounding mental health and PTSD, something he knows about all too well. Haley Ott shows us how he's finding comfort through man's best friend.
Rob Weisberg's service dog Chip is trained to recognize certain cues of post-traumatic stress disorder.
When he sees him, he comes over and gives me a whack with his paw. And basically he's saying to me, come on, let's go for a walk, let's change it up, let's just get you in a different mindset.
A volunteer firefighter who nearly lost his life during 9/11 while helping others, Weisberg has struggled with survivor's guilt and PTSD ever since.
I had my suicide planned out. I just had to do it.
According to federal research, roughly 1 in 3 first responders develops PTSD in the U.S., and first responders are nearly 10 times more likely to contemplate suicide than average Americans. Robert Masseri is the co-founder of Paws of War, the organization that trained Chip and other service dogs to work with first responders and veterans with PTSD.
We help them by placing a dog with them to understand the balance and what this animal could do for them. Right down to sleeping next to you, waking you up when you have night tremors.
Unless you have PTSD, you'll really never understand what it's like. And I tell people all the time, Paws of War provides a safe place for me to be me.
Through Paws of War, Weisberg connected with others who knew exactly what he was going through. Earlier this year, he hiked the Appalachian Trail to raise money for the organization and to raise awareness of PTSD.
Break the stigma, okay? Get people comfortable with the idea of saying, I'm having a problem, I'm gonna get help.
Now, Weisberg is moving forward with new hope for the future and a friend by his side.
Weisberg says it took him more than 2 decades, but he's finally able to sleep through the night, and his message to others is to never give up. If you or someone you know is having suicidal thoughts, please call or text the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline at 988. Well, Wisconsin Senate Republicans are pushing ahead with a vote that could fire the state's top elections official. The AP reports a Senate committee is scheduled to vote Monday on Megan Wolf's future. The bipartisan Wisconsin Elections Commission has not officially voted to renew Wolf. A 3-3 deadlock prevented a necessary 4-vote majority from advancing Wolf to the Senate. A past conservative Supreme Court ruling allowed another state official to stay in his role despite his term ending years prior. Democrats believe that precedent allows Wolf to stay on too. Republicans disagree, but may not have the legal standing to back that claim. Wisconsin Democrats are reintroducing a bill aimed at boosting small businesses. Onalaska State Senator Brad Pfaff and other Democrats want to create an online portal to simplify life for small business owners. If passed, the state would create a digital hub for all information related to starting, managing, or expanding a small business. In a release, Pfaff says the bill will help them innovate and evolve. Although there is no snow forecasted in the near future, Delta Airlines is already preparing to deal with the snow. Heidi Wigdahl was on the tarmac at the Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport to give us a closer look at Delta's de-ice boot camp.
As cooler weather comes, it's a departure from summer with winter already top of mind and tail.
Minnesota kids, we're going to enjoy doing stuff outside.
Chris Cass,
whether it's snowing or not,
is demonstrating de-icing an airplane. Why is he doing it in September? Every year, Delta holds a summer de-ice boot camp.
We're pretty lucky.
Chris is a certified de-ice instructor for Delta at MSP Airport. He's helping train about 400 agents this summer. They then go back home and teach their teams, leading to about 6,000 agents trained system-wide.
At MSP, about 250 agents de-iced Delta's mainline fleet.
Last winter, Delta de-iced more than 30,000 airplanes system-wide. 13,000 of those happened right here at MSP Airport.
We can practice it quite a bit.
For 15 years, MSP Airport has been home to the boot camp.
Really proud of the Minneapolis team. They do a fantastic job. We're the gold standard for de-icing here, and it's important to us to make sure that we do our best to prepare the rest of the system for de-icing.
Depending on the size of the plane and the weather, Chris says de-icing can take anywhere from 2 minutes to half an hour. On an average frost day, MSP uses approximately 2,000 gallons of de-ice fluid, and on a snowy day, 40 to 50,000. For training, they use water.
Agents coming from Jacksonville, Florida to Fairbanks, Alaska.
To Salt Lake City, Utah.
Those planes aren't going to get the lift they need to take off safely if there's contaminant left, so that's where we come in.
Whether frost or snow, these agents clear it off so planes can take off.
Now here's Derek to tell us what to expect for our morning commute.
All right, thanks for that, Duo. We got temperatures right now for that morning commute into the 50s and low 60s. A little cool to the north in Eau Claire. You're currently at 51. La Crosse at 58 degrees. Prairie du Chien and Bosquebel into the low 60s here so far this morning. Now for today, we're going to warm up to about 71 degrees. That's pretty comfortable, mostly sunny. And wind speeds very light to the north-northeast at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Heading into tonight, temperatures drop to 50, partly cloudy and a relatively cool night as well. Wind speeds nice and light out of the north-northeast still at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. As far as your mowing forecast goes today, we start off a little on the cloudy side. Temperatures at 60, turning partly cloudy, 66 degrees at noon. 5 o'clock, mostly sunny, 69 degrees. Slight chance of a shower or two. Can't be completely ruled out of the picture, but really no matter which hour you choose here today, it's going to be great for any type of mowing that you may have to knock out here if you haven't yet already. But stay tuned. We'll have a final check on your full weather forecast coming up in a few minutes. I do have some rain chances that we'll touch on here as we head into the day tomorrow. But coming up in our Buzz Report, it's just in time for the beginning of Halloween season. There's a new horror movie atop the box office. News 8 looks at The Nun 2 in your morning Buzz Report. We'll be right back. Well, good morning, everyone. Sure is a beautiful start here this morning. We got partly cloudy weather conditions there from our tower cam and from City Cam 8 in downtown La Crosse. Here's a look at the current conditions now in La Crosse, 58 degrees with some of those cloudy skies there. North-northwest winds at around 3 miles an hour. If you're in Eau Claire, temperatures are currently at 51 degrees with clear skies with winds looking nice and calm here this morning. Now, our satellite and radar picture showing that we did have plenty of clouds that moved through the area overnight. Now looking at some remaining showers that continue to move towards the east as they're riding up along the stationary frontal boundary here positioned to our south. And again, you can see the majority of the cloudy skies and showers that continue to move away from us this morning. Meanwhile, our current temperatures are into the 50s. We got 57 degrees now in Viroqua, 57 as well in Sparta, but the low 60s, you got to go further south to get those. Around 61 Prairie du Chien, 61 in Bosquebel, and we got 53 though further back towards the north in the Black River Falls area. Today's planner showing that we start off a little on the mostly cloudy side as we saw there from City Cam 8, and then we start to turn partly cloudy by around noon today with temperatures at 66, followed by mostly sunny and temperatures at 71 degrees at 4. I'm expecting a mostly clear evening though with the temperatures at 63 degrees by 8 o'clock tonight. Let's talk about our forecast highs today. Very comfortable. We're talking about the majority of us into the upper 60s to at least at those low 70s today with Eau Claire and La Crosse hitting highs both at around 71 degrees come this afternoon. So again, the remaining part of the showers and cloud cover are going to continue to pull away as we head into the late morning hours. Just a few passing clouds here that will linger. Watching for a slight chance of a shower or two heading into this afternoon, also into early this evening, followed by a slight chance of a shower or two for portions mainly up towards the north in the Chippewa Valley overnight tonight with some leftover clouds that could linger as we head into early tomorrow morning. And again, you could see some of those showers still mainly focused well to the north for tomorrow morning. But as they continue to advance their way south and develop, it's possible that the rest of us, including the La Crosse area, could be looking at some scattered showers, maybe even a few thunderstorms by tomorrow afternoon before everything begins to come to a close as we head into tomorrow night. Then we're just left over with some clouds here across portions of the area. By Wednesday morning, we start to see a little bit of clearing, but I think the majority of the clearing is going to come by Wednesday afternoon and also as we head into Wednesday night as high pressure begins to move in. And as a result, we're going to be looking at mostly sunny skies by midweek, which should continue to at least Thursday. Watching for a slight chance of a shower thunderstorm Friday, but for the most part, the rest of this week, besides tomorrow, is looking pretty dry, with highs mainly into the 70s and lows mainly in the 50s.
Well, in our Morning Buzz report, MTV has announced that Nicki Minaj will MC this year's Video Music Awards. The Anaconda rapper is a familiar face on the VMA stage. She emceed last year along with winning the Video Vanguard Award. This year, Minaj will be performing as well. The rapper also garnered a whopping 5 nominations this year, including Best Hip Hop Video, Video of the Year, and Artist of the Year. More than 130 days into their strike, Hollywood actors and writers are calling for strikers to receive unemployment benefits. The WGA and Screen Actors Guild held a rally in Culver City, California, in support of Senate Bill 799. If passed, the proposed law would grant unemployment benefits to all workers striking in the state of California. A similar bill failed to pass 4 years ago. Opponents of the measure say striking and losing a job are different things.
Sophie, what happened? I think there's something here that's not meant to be.
Just in time for the end of summer and the beginning of spooky season, a new horror movie has claimed the top spot at the box office. The Nun 2 is the latest installment in the Conjuring universe. The film scared its way into a $32.6 million opening this weekend. It's impressive, but nowhere near the $53.8 million opening generated by its predecessor, The Nun. The Nun 2 is directed by Michael Chavez.
I always was drawing growing up, but I never really gave myself permission to think of it as anything beyond something that I did for myself.
Lisa Edelstein is definitely a Renaissance woman. The actress, writer, and director has now added artists to her resume. Known for her roles in The West Wing and House MD, she began using art to express herself during the pandemic. While cooped up at home, she is self-taught but says her husband, painter Robert Russell, was a major inspiration. Edelstein's first art exhibition opens in Los Angeles on September 16th. Well, Derek, you're a big horror movie fan.
You know, I never used to be until
Really?
recently, but I did check out The Nun 2 over the weekend, and I liked it, but I don't think it was as good as Nun 1. You know how some of those sequels can go, but...
Okay, you said you recently became a horror movie fan.
Yeah.
What's the switch? Because usually when people have strong opinions about horror movies, they either like them or they're like, I'm never watching one.
Right. Probably I would say my relationship. My girlfriend has got me into those spooky and scary movies, so...
She's got a point. I mean, they're fun to
when
watch
she's there, when she wants to watch them, it's just like, okay, now you're dragging me into it type of thing, so...
They're definitely something that you have to do during this season.
Yeah, you have to, because as you approach Halloween, you get more in the spirit,
Exactly,
right?
exactly. Well, before we head to break, it's time for today's Look Who's 8.
All right, so we're going to start off with Isaac today. He is turning 8 months old. Now, he's a happy baby with a smile that lights up the room, and he loves to eat and be by the water.
Onyx is 8 years old. He loves to play with his siblings, his cousins, and his cat, Ozzy.
Everly, who's turning 8 today. Now, she's a wonderful artist and loves to dance and spend time with her little sisters.
Haley is also turning 8 years old today. She loves fishing and playing outside.
We have Sophia, who's turning 8 today. She loves being outdoors, playing drums, and hanging out with her family.
Carolyn is turning 88. She's a great mother, a grandmother, and a great-grandmother who taught and ran the family business.
Well, if you know a special someone that's turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them.
That's right. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab. Stay with us. We have everything you need to know today in 5 minutes or less. Your Morning News Now is up next. West Salem residents are honoring veterans and first responders for September 11th. Volunteers have helped West Salem's American Legion plant 600 American flags in the village park. The goal is to make sure those who have served and saved lives in some ways are remembered.
It gives you goosebumps, sometimes tears. It's just amazing what you can think about all these fellow veterans.
Community members make a $10 minimum donation to sponsor one flag. Each flag bears the name of a hero. The Causeway Caregivers of La Crosse will be hosting free planning sessions to help anyone considering getting their affairs in order. The sessions will be at 10 this morning to noon today at Good Shepherd Lutheran Church on La Crosse's Mormon Cooley Road. Sessions are open to the public and free will offerings are accepted. Registration starts at 9:45 in the morning. Rainbow flags were seen everywhere at La Crosse's Riverside Park. That's because La Crosse's Pride in the Park was held Saturday. The annual event celebrates inclusivity and the LGBTQIA+ community. The event was free and open to all and included different vendors and activities. One local drag queen explains what Pride means to her.
Just truly being your authentic self. We live in a society where people try to fit into these boxes, and here at Pride you can just be who you want to be and showcase that to the world.
Pride in the Park kicks off La Crosse's Pride Week. Usually Pride is celebrated in June, but because so many volunteers are college students, La Crosse holds its Pride festivities in September. We'll have a link with more information about Pride Week on our website. The Coon Creek Watershed Project is celebrating its 90th anniversary. The watershed was the nation's first large-scale demonstration. The watershed is roughly 90,000 acres and stretches from east of Cashton on an angle to Stoddard. It was first created to mitigate and prevent soil erosion. President of the Coon Creek Watershed Council, Nancy Wedwick, says it wouldn't be possible without the countless work of others.
Thank you to all the people who have done such hard work to bring this night to a possibility. It's going to be a beautiful evening, and thank you to all the people out there that are just doing that unsung hard work of conservation. The conservation is on the ground every day.
For more information on this story, you can visit our website at news8000.com.
As you head out the door this morning, temperatures are in the 60s under mainly cloudy skies, but we will start to see those clouds decrease, though, as we head throughout the afternoon today, turning mostly sunny, and then highs will be into the upper 60s and low 70s. Very comfortable out there here for September, and we're talking about highs mainly in the 70s really throughout these next 8 days. Chances of showers and storms for tomorrow, and then drying out again Wednesday and Thursday, and that looks to be the trend really throughout much of this week here, too. Highs again the 70s and lows mainly in the 50s.
Wow, cool 68.
Yeah, definitely feeling cool out there.
Yeah, that Wednesday is gonna feel
nice. Yeah,
it's gonna feel nice. Yeah. Well, also, you know, it's gonna be nice, especially for Oktoberfest. I mean, like, I enjoy it when it feels like it's that season instead of, you know, it feeling like summer during that period of time.
Yeah, that would be a little bit on the miserable side too. Or you don't want to be too cold either.
Exactly.
You want to be like right around where it should be.
Right in the middle. Yeah. But along with all of that weather, like the seasons changing and everything, allergies are at an all-time high. I could physically hear my voice get stuffier as the show went on.
I feel like the only good thing about winter is that it will kill off the allergies, you know?
Yes.
So, and of course all the bugs and stuff too.
We shouldn't say, I was gonna be like, oh, absolutely, but the bugs are necessary for...
They are, but I mean, as far as like, you know, the ones that get in your house and then just like the spiders, and it's just like, oh, okay.
I'm ready for the bees to go away.
Yeah, that too.
I've had enough.
You're done. Did you get stung? I hope not.
No,
okay,
but I'm really scared.
I gotcha.
Well, thank you for watching News 8 Now. We'll see you back here later today.